What up, world? Me and my boo, JB, Mrs. Ballard. We're having a little brief.
You always pick up the camera when I'm eating. You know that?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
My wife just got an inbox from somebody regarding marriage preparation. I thought what she was saying was so, Lord have mercy, so powerful and so good. I just wanted to turn the camera on real quick and baby, go ahead and share that real quick.
Excuse me. The question that she asked was, she said she's about to get married. She's been watching, following us in our relationship. She admires our relationship, and she wanted to know if I had any advice for her. And so at first I thought, wow, that's a really loaded question because, you know, marriage is very complex.
I agree.
And two lives becoming one is, you know, it's a challenge. It really is a challenge. So there's a lot of advice that you can give somebody.
Right.
But I thought of the first three things that I thought of off the top of my head. It just happened to be three things. Was your relationship with God. That's number one. That should be your number one relationship, not your relationship with your husband, because you need God. You need God to have a successful relationship with your husband and for success in your life, period. And I know that that's what works.
Right.
Number two, I told her, just, what was that thing?
Her issues.
Oh, work on yourself. Work on yourself. Allow God to help you to work on yourself, your own issues, your own insecurities, your character. Allow God to help you, and always examine who you are, why you're behaving the way you're behaving, why you make the choices that you make. Always observe your own attitude as much as you possibly can. Do that before you say something in a moment where you may feel agitated, before you say something to your spouse. Take the time to pray and to look at yourself, your own behavior, because a lot of times there's just healing that we need that causes us to perceive something in the wrong way and then to project that onto our partner unfairly. So a lot of times it's healing, and when you get upset, it may have little or nothing at all to do with your partner. You've got to look at yourself.
Which is a lot of marital problems is stuff that has nothing to do with your spouse. It was there long before your spouse, long before y'all met. Maybe healings that, you know, something emotionally that wasn't dealt with, insecurity that wasn't dealt with, and that comes up now in your new relationship because you're close to this person.
And don't be afraid to look at yourself. We all have issues. It's just what makes us human. It's okay. Yeah. That's how you get past them, and that's how you overcome them and become better. And the third one was to be completely selfless, as much as humanly possible. Yeah. It just takes practice, and it takes your mind, you just making a decision and being determined to be as selfless as humanly possible. What we typically do in relationships is if our mood is off, let's just say off or different on a particular day, not great. If our spouse has happened to offend us intentionally, usually it's unintentional, then we change our attitude towards our spouse that day. Normally we might serve dinner, let's just say as an example, and then that particular day, I'm not going to the kitchen. He can pick something up, whatever. And I'm telling you, that is the quickest way to destroy your relationship and destroy your marriage. You have to be persistent and consistent in what you show your spouse.
Yeah, I agree.
Your love for them has to be unconditional, and I don't care how hard it is. If you were grown enough to make the vows, then you have to uphold those vows.
Marriage is for grown people, baby.
You can't be selfish.
Yeah, marriage
you can't
is for
be selfish.
people.
If I don't feel like touching my spouse because he offended me, your love in your heart should be enough for you to touch him anyway and not do further damage and hurt him further. And that's what you would want him to do.
Fellas,
so why do we do things that we don't want somebody to do to us?
Selflessness is a key. Let me be real quick with this so we don't go on and on. You know, fellas too, a lot of times we get cold. When something's bothering us, we get cold and distant. Fellas, a lot of times we get distant, and it's not right, because then it leaves her emotionally open. Like, yo, does this guy care for me? Does he care about me? And I've been guilty of that. So I'm never trying to paint a picture that I'm not living. You know, when she communicates that to me, I look at myself. Fellas, let's not get distant. Distance kills your wife emotionally. Period. Sorry, I had to throw my third. Go ahead.
That's okay.
Anyway,
That was it.
I thought those points.
That is the truth. That does a lot of damage. It's not necessarily cursing somebody out or
Sometimes
cheating on somebody.
Silence kills.
You
Silence
don't want
kills.
to leave your partner feeling like they don't have an outlet when something is hurting them.
Absolutely.
That's the last thing in the world that you want to do, because most human beings by nature will try to find some outlet, and that is not what you want. Be that outlet for your partner.
Be the outlet for your partner. Robert and Jamila Ballard. We are the Ballards. We love you guys. Keep pushing. Marriage is how we're going to save the world. Believe it or not.
It works.
God bless.